areas. I think first off, you need to look at your strategy. You need to know especially why you're doing what you're doing. Is it because your competitors are doing it? Is it because you read something in the news? Or is it because you sat next to an interesting person in the airplane and now you want to follow his lead? You need to know why you're doing it and not just because everybody else is doing it. You need to have a specific goal as to why you're doing this and that. And I see very many companies doing what they used to, or we've been doing this for so many years, so it worked last year, so maybe it will work next year. But we have to stay sharp in our strategy. As we heard this morning, we have to evaluate our strategy continuously throughout our work. The second one is the everyday business. It's very funny that when I enter a company and they tell me about their China strategy, for example, they have one China strategy. And that's very interesting because they have a specific strategy for Sweden, for Germany, for UK, for Belgium and whatever. But if you look at the size of China and then you move it to place it across of Europe, it doesn't really make sense to me to have one China strategy and then one specific strategy for all of the European country. I don't hear anybody talking about a Europe strategy. That's maybe we zoomed out a little bit too much. Maybe we need to zoom in a little bit and take into consideration the different parts of China and again why we're doing what we're doing, just to name China as an example. And also I see that companies have 3, 4, 5 different client segments, and they want to service all of these segments via the same supply chain. And in my mind, I see a challenge in trying to deliver a private label and service private label clients, and also service forecasting clients at the same time, because you can only pick out the volume from one specific supply chain. And if you're moving volume from a forecasted client to a private label client, you will disappoint the forecasting client that was actually your core business client, because he was actually kind enough to tell you in advance what he needed. And I see throughout the industries that I work with that creates a little bit of fire to be put out every now and then. The last point I want to mention is people. Supply chain is really all about people, and I think that I see a challenge in the companies trying to improve their cultural understanding, because the top level management might have a different agenda in accordance to their financial background, and maybe it's a challenge to actually see what can we gain from this cultural prospect or project that we're doing, and this is maybe a challenge to actually fund and resource the needed projects around cultural management, and especially international project management, to make people talk to each other. Because if you understand one another, then you communicate better, and then you create better projects. So this is the 3 points that I wanted to point out.